Wonderful. Do I have everybody? I made it. Oh my gosh. My
Good to
niece
see
had
you.
a bit of a crisis, so I'm like, I gotta get back home. Who do we have? Matthew. Sorry, I'm just writing notes here. And Jason.
Oh, bro, I'll just be right back. I just gotta grab a napkin.
Sounds good.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Jason.
Sorry, I'm in my car, so
Hey, Matt,
I
I appreciate you joining. So we all kind of just got to do what we got to do. Just please be safe if you're on the road, okay?
oh yeah, no, I pulled over, but I've been having trouble nailing down one of these meetings for the last little while. So are
Yeah,
you in Calgary? Was that
I'm in
you?
Calgary. Yeah.
Yeah, so am I.
Oh, cool. You're on the same time zone.
Yeah,
I didn't think I'd get anybody in the same time zone, so it's kind of that's kind of funny. Okay, what's
yeah,
going on
no
here?
kidding.
Are we recording? We are recording. Cool. Okay, guys. So sorry that I'm in a bit of a panic. I'm gonna kind of jump right into it. I talk a lot, and I think my presentation is a little bit super wordy, so I'm gonna try to not bore the crap out of you. I have made a PowerPoint presentation, but it's mostly just background images. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I gotta figure out how to screen share. Sorry, my friends, where are we at? Screen share. All right, beautiful. Share. All right, let's jump into it. Okay, so I just want to start off with just a land acknowledgement. I think that's something that we're all kind of doing right now. So sorry, Commoner Center. In the spirit of reconciliation, I acknowledge that I live, work, and play on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Tsuut'ina, Ayaks, Nakota Nations, the Métis Nation Region 3, and all of the people that make their homes in Treaty 7 region of Southern Alberta. So there are a whole bunch of different ways that we can help engage our learners in the classroom. One of the things that my colleagues really like to do is Kahoot. I've actually never used a Kahoot before. I'm familiar with it. I've played the games, but I've never actually hosted a Kahoot before. So that's kind of why I chose to explore this game-based learning activity. Have you guys, Matthew or Jason, have you guys used Kahoot in any of your classrooms before?
I
Uh,
have not. No.
No? Jason, you
nope.
either?
No. No. No, I haven't.
I got a fan on, so I got some background noise here. Okay, so we're kind of all in the same boat here, so that's kind of neat. I know that it can be used for things like review. A lot of the girls at my campus use it for review or memorization or things like that. So they really, really like it, and they say that their students really, really like it too. So a little bit about it. It's a free game-based classroom response tool played in real time. So basically, we're going to turn our classroom into a game show, and you get to be the host. So it's a great substitute for formative assessment. So in the free version, you have access to multiple choice questions, true and false questions. Premium, you've got a lot more options. I'm not paying for that at the moment. My campus isn't paying for that. So I chose free, which is absolutely fine to do. In the premium version, you get open-ended and word cloud questions. So the open-ended, the students have to match kind of word for word what the teacher's response was. In the word cloud, there's no prescribed correct answer. So you can kind of just write whatever you want, which is nice because then you're going to be able to see their different ways of responding to a topic, all that good fun stuff. You can clear up any misconceptions with that. It can be played single player or multiplayer. Either way, the ultimate goal is to get the highest mark and be on the leaderboard. So if students know that we're going to have a Kahoot at the end of the class, they're more likely to engage with the topic and prep. So they are going to pay more closer attention to the lecture material so that they're going to do well in the game. So Kahoot can be a great way to take a break from lecture, get the class refreshed, re-energized, standing up, get the blood flow, so that the second half of your lecture or whatever it is that you're doing next, they have just a little bit more, I don't know, energy for that. It's a great way to create variation also in the lecture. We're going to enable some fun while still interacting with the topics. it helps to make the topics, some heavier topics, a little bit more lighthearted as well. So for some of our shyer students, it can be an icebreaker, encouraging them to interact with their peers a little bit better. They say that learning happens effectively when the students are comfortable, have low levels of anxiety, they have positive attitude towards the input or the topic that they're doing. So one way that Kahoot embraces this, I feel, is they have the choice of using an alias instead of your real name. Having an alias is really nice because then it helps motivate the students who might not necessarily participate in class, or having students not being overshadowed by extroverted students. Everyone can feel like they're taking part in it, and they're not going to be ridiculed for wrong answers. Oh, this one, sorry. We can use Kahoot in person, in virtually, or an online classroom. Because it integrates audio-visual tools, this integration can increase the learner's social and emotional expression, leading to greater learning satisfaction, better classroom dynamics, and then we get more vibrant teacher-student interaction, which is really, really, really important. And it can be used in a classroom of any size. You can use it in a classroom of 4 people, 40 people, it doesn't matter. And that alone, being able to see everybody and talk to everyone and interact and play, can make it feel a lot more inclusive. Water. So I read an interesting article called "The Effectiveness of Game-Based Learning for an Advanced Placement Biology Class." They were studying how a game-based learning, specifically Kahoot, can help students really grasp complex material that is typically seen as boring and harder to engage in. And what this study showed was that students enjoyed the learning activity, for one, and because they did that, it helped them to better understand this challenging material. So it increased students' interest to learn, retain information, and therefore helping them remember the topic. This can help students measure their understanding of the material in a fun and non-judgmental atmosphere. The bio students' engagement was increased by incorporating the video game tactics. So we're talking points, badges, leaderboards, that really helped. Tom Malone's theory of intrinsically motivating learners lists 3 categories that can make learning fun. So challenge, so we want goals with uncertain outcomes. Fantasy, we want to captivate them through either internal or external fantasy. Curiosity, so sensor curiosity was the one that was more important to me because of Kahoot. So we're talking about graphics, audio, that kind of thing. I believe that Kahoot incorporates all 3 of these aspects. Like, there's a challenge. Who's going to be on top? Who actually remembers the topic? The fantasy is that the students are encouraged to be playful and fun. And it gets even more fun when the instructor gets into the game. Like, I know my students are having more fun if they're laughing. If I'm into it, they're going to be more into it, which is super fun. And we don't often get an opportunity to like play sometimes with our students. So this is a really, really great way to not be like drill sergeant at the front of the room. I keep touching my screen. Sorry about that. In another article that I read, it talked briefly about the theories of, I got to try to say this right, Jean Piaget and Lev Vygotsky. So Piaget's theory states that all play is a vital element for the cognitive development of basically all humans from birth through adulthood. And Vygotsky's theory states that play does not only reflect, but it also creates thought. So this tells us that social competence, creativity, imagination, thinking skills are fostered and enhanced through play. So play is so terribly important to the learning. Engagement and enjoyment are increased significantly due to the psychological effects of framing a task or a topic as a game. So gamified learning activities are found to support the development of students' cognitive, motivational, emotional, and social outlook. Okay, so I don't know what slide I'm on. Nope, that was correct. Sorry, guys. So this brings us to how in the heck do I use Kahoot in my classroom? So we're either going to use pre-made Kahoots or we can do it ourselves. I'm in skin school, so my trade is not on Kahoot at all. So all of my colleagues are usually making their own different Kahoots. The one thing that we do like about this, though, is that it can be tailored to whatever lesson you're doing. If you're lucky enough to have a pre-made Kahoot that you can use, then it's super, super easy. There's not a lot of teacher effort that has to go into it. Making your own Kahoot takes time and thought, which is kind of fun. Like I like to be able to do different things with my learning activities. Okay, so we have a Kahoot that we've ever made or that is available. Our learners are either going to download the app or they're going to just use the web page. So they entered a game code, which is created when we choose to host the Kahoot, and then they enter in their name or their alias to play. So one thing about making your own Kahoots, it's really important to throw in some wrong answers that you see often. So if there's regular misconceptions about specific things, throw those in because those are going to help your students find out, like, do I have the same misconception? I can have a discussion about it without anyone needing to necessarily ask for help, because I know that that can sometimes be hard, especially in adult learning. This type of immediate feedback is really, really helpful to me as the teacher. And I want to make sure that everything is covered and very, very clear before I move on to an exam or to the next topic. Learners are going to see exactly how they're doing, how their peers are doing. Hopefully it prompts them to ask for clarification, but again, we'll also see that information. So it's going to be easy for us to direct conversation. The main downfall I found with Kahoot though is overuse. So yes, if they know a Kahoot's coming, they're likely to pay more attention, but if we do Kahoots too often, it's not fun anymore. There's no excitement, you know, it's just, oh, we're going to do another stupid little game. So that's something to be mindful of, like use it definitely wisely. So how actually do we use it? So here's the game pin that will come up. For example, this is not a game that we're going to play with today. Easy, easy, easy. You guys can see my mouse? So number one, just go to the website. We are going to sign in or log in, create your own username. If you're in a teaching capacity, or if let's say you're doing training at work, whatever you would like to do, and then you literally just sign in. It's super, super, super easy. So here's a quick screenshot of when I first started doing my research on this one. So I have my happy little name. I played a demo to really get the understanding of how it works, what's it like from the student perspective, and then you just create a Kahoot. The really cool thing about this is if you've never made one before, and I haven't, I just clicked on that create a Kahoot, and they go through and really help prompt you to how to fill out the questions. So for example, this is just like, this is a simple introductory question. Place a plausible answer, silly answer. So in my little quiz that I had created, there was, I didn't do 9 questions because I felt that that was a lot, but I did a couple of true and false and just tried to make it super, super simple and easy. So then once I created the Kahoot, you literally just hit host. It's so easy, so user-friendly. And I feel like it didn't take a lot of effort out of my day to put something together, which is, I think, is really important because as teachers, I think we have so much homework as it is between like grading and all the little things, lesson planning and making sure that everything's ready and student drama and all that good fun stuff. So I wanted to use something that is easy to use and shareable. So if I'm doing a lesson that another teacher can use the Kahoot for, it's shareable. So that is also really cool because I think camaraderie is very, very, very important. Okay, we are going to, sorry, I ripped through that really fast. I do want to, if you guys are open to it, to do a little Kahoot. I have one prepared just for this occasion.
Sounds good.
Sounds
Okay.
good, yeah.
So I am going to just pull this up. Sorry, give me half a shake. We're creating a pin. I've got all of the wrong buttons open. So if you guys can go to Kahoot, am I sharing? So it's play Kahoot. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I can't even read my own screen. Kahoot.it, and then you can type in this game pin, or you can just scan the QR code that you see on my screen if you can see it well. Now, Jason, if it's not safe for you to do this, that's a-okay. You certainly don't have to participate.
Well, I'm on my phone, so I can't really scan the thing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'll just pass. I'll just watch.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
Matthew, if you're
thanks.
up for
Thanks,
it.
so.
Yeah, sure. Okay, go. Whoa, that was quick.
Beautiful. All right. Oh no, I guess you guys do need to screen share with me. I'm coming. All right, wonderful.
What we got here?
Oh my gosh, I gotta move this out of the way. So adults learn best when their motivation comes intrinsically. What do we need to find out about our learners?
Find their goals are, find out what foods they like, what to do there. Let's see here. Intrinsically. So yeah, we'll try that one. Oh, it's me. Oh no, find out what their goals are. There you go. What are they motivated for? Okay. Get that better next time.
Sorry, I wish we had another player.
Yeah, I know, right?
So what's the benefit of using an alias instead of learners' real names in a Kahoot?
Let's see here. Root of language, hard for sure. No, let's say there we go.
Yes.
Yay. It's paying
It's
attention to
harder.
something.
Pardon me?
I was paying attention to something there.
Yeah. Well, I talk really fast too, and I'm trying to get it, so it's okay if you don't. It's hard to also when you're the only one playing the game.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll definitely be talking slower for mine. Out of necessity.
Yeah. So true or false, Kahoot is a great tool to use for reviewing before a quiz. Beauty.
Oh, here we go. Still first place.
Still first place. What is not one of Tom Malone's 3 categories for making learning fun?
Ooh, I don't know who this guy is.
I talked about it briefly.
I missed it. So right, fantasy, curiosity, and not need.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And challenge, yes.
Beautiful. This is fantastic. Thank you so much for participating. We only have a couple more questions. So how does Kahoot help educate learners?
Time used to, instead of teaching, let's be used to replace a formative assessment. Yeah, let's try that one.
Yeah.
Because it's very similar to the assessments in the first place, just a funner way of doing it, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Still winning.
Look at me go.
True or false? Kahoot can only be used in an online classroom.
False.
Killing it. I love it.
Looks like I wrote most of these down too, so I'm taking good notes at least.
Oh, wonderful. All right, last question. What is not a benefit of Kahoot?
It energizes the class, allows for break and lecture engagement topic, adds a new fun challenge, going to do a fantasy game show. It takes too much time away from the lecture. That is not a benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, 6 for 7, not bad.
Third place is nobody. Second
Oh,
place
I
is
see. We got a little.
nobody.
Got to draw it out a little bit, yeah.
And
Congratulations.
our grand prize winner of bragging rights is
All 3
Matthew.
medals.
Matthew. I love it.
Excellent.
Thank you so much for coming to my very crazy 20-minute lecture. Do you guys have any questions for me about Kahoot or about any of the 4 E's or anything like that at all?
No, I think it was really well done. I'm good.
Hopefully we had a little bit of fun.
Yeah. It was
I'm gonna
it
check
was
it
good.
out.
The little bits of images and stuff that you had too that like adds to it as well, that we have something else to look at. You're showing us how to sign up and all that kind of stuff, which was good. I was curious about the badges you were talking about. Is this just like if people do well enough in certain things, or they get a high streak? Like what sort of badges?
Yeah, so similar to like the streaks, and also I think the badges work in a lot too when you're doing different lessons. Like if you have you can also assign Kahoots as homework. Okay, So that's really
Okay.
cool. So if you have a series of like games for your students to play, there can be like a high score or the longest winning streak or quickest answer, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Kahoot also offers a bunch of reports and stuff that the teacher, I think it might be during premium though, that the teacher can download. So let's say you have a bunch of aliases, you still know who is who, and you can see who's completed the tasks, who's doing the best, who's struggling the most, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of other bells and whistles in there that we didn't necessarily have the time to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
And premium, although I'm still using the free version, I think the premium, if we can get the school to pay for it, would be really, really, really helpful.
Yeah. One last thing too, your grades. What grades did you give for each of the E's?
Oh, I thought I had to do that after, so I haven't graded them yet.
Okay, I think it needed to be inside of the report here.
Oh,
But
dang.
I could be incorrect. I haven't done mine yet, so
I
mine's
will
coming tomorrow.
reread the rubric and
Yeah,
hopefully I
I
can
could be
still
wrong, but
correct that.
I think you were supposed to, yeah, show us that aspect. But yeah, whether or not, it's kind of tricky just to like tack a letter grade on now. But
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I think that if I'm just going to pull something quickly out of the brain here, excitement and engagement are very like highly rated, I feel, in this learning platform or in this game that we play. Um, educate less so, evaluate yes. So I would say quite high. If I had to attach a letter grade to how well does this gamification situation actually do those things, excite, engage, and evaluate would be A's. Educate significantly less so B or C, just if that's what we're being asked to do here.
mhm,
Just because in order to do the games, you already have had to have the education. It's just basically for review,
mhm.
Hopefully that's
Yeah.
how we're meant to answer the question. If not, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with you because the based on what you were saying there, it really makes sense that the like you have lots of ways to like increase excitement, even getting people like you were saying, getting people to take interest before the game even
Yeah.
happens, I feel is really helpful. People want to do well, so they're more
Yeah.
interested in doing that just for the dopamine load or whatever. And then the engagement too, same kind of thing. People are like kind of doing it sort of competitively, but you're also allowing them to take themselves out of that competitiveness, which
Yeah.
is really good. And yeah, evaluate, same kind of thing. You're getting lots of
Yeah.
stats. You're getting a better understanding where your stuff is at. So yeah, I totally support that. I would think
Yeah.
educate would be a little bit better, but I'm doing like a flashcard program for mine, like
Yeah.
a weird. So yeah, if that's low on yours, mine is even lower than that in that sense. So I'd have a little bit more faith in my brainscape here, but that's not necessarily the case. But yeah, I think you did a really good job.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time. It's been challenging definitely to get in on some of these sessions, so I appreciate that people just showed up. So thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. This is the third thing that I've tried to show up to as well, and things just keep on messing up. I had one thing where I just had a scheduling conflict with work, another one where my notification didn't go off at the right time, so I didn't notice
Oh
until an hour
no.
after that I was happening. That was for the
Yeah.
skill mill one I really wanted to try out.
Oh,
The
cool.
VR skills training thing, and I thought that
Oh,
was
I didn't
just
see
super
that one.
sweet. I'm in like a first aid type thing, so being able to teach some of that stuff in a VR thing might have really applied to what I'm gonna be doing, but,
Yeah.
instead I'm going through the flashcard thing, and this will be yeah, I don't know how much it'll apply, but really, really good
Hey
for road
man,
installation,
flashcards
but
are important and they're classic.
exactly, that's what I kinda liked about it. It's like the original way of studying way back in the day, and it's like, now let's see how they improved upon it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No,
All right,
no, the great
awesome.
job, thanks for teaching us a little here.
Yeah, thank you. And I imagine I'll see you in 3240 around here.
Yeah, there's a good chance,
Awesome.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
you
have a
have a
great
nice
rest
one,
of the day.
Vanessa. Yeah,
See
you
you.
too.